Spotlight is a 2015 biographical drama film directed by Tom McCarthy and written by McCarthy and Josh Singer. The film follows the story of the Boston Globe's Spotlight team, a group of investigative journalists who uncovered a massive scandal of child sexual abuse within the Catholic Church in Boston. The film features an ensemble cast including Michael Keaton, Mark Ruffalo, Rachel McAdams, and Stanley Tucci. Spotlight was critically acclaimed upon its release and went on to win several awards including the Academy Award for Best Picture. The film opens with a prologue set in 1976, where we see a priest named Father John Geoghegan being brought to court on charges of molesting young boys. The judge in the case, sympathetic to Geoghegan, sentences him to probation, and he returns to the church. We then fast forward to 2001, where we are introduced to the Spotlight team of the Boston Globe, an investigative unit that delves into long-term, in-depth stories. The team consists of editor Walter "Robbie" Robinson, played by Michael Keaton, reporters Michael Rezendes, played by Mark Ruffalo, Sasha Pfeiffer, played by Rachel McAdams, and Matt Carroll, played by Brian Darcy James, and the new editor, Marty Barron, played by Liev Schreiber. Barron, who is Jewish, is new to Boston and immediately recognizes the influence of the Catholic Church in the city. He suggests that the Spotlight team look into allegations of sexual abuse by Catholic priests, and Robinson is initially hesitant, citing the paper's good relationship with the church. However, the team begins to look into the issue, and the more they dig, the more they uncover. They interview victims and their families, and gradually come to realize that the abuse is not isolated, but systemic. They discover that the church has been covering up the abuse for decades, and that the number of victims is far greater than anyone had ever imagined. As they continue their investigation, they encounter resistance from various quarters, including the church, the police, and even some of their own colleagues. However, they persevere, and the more they uncover, the more determined they become to expose the truth. They ultimately publish a series of articles that expose the scope of the scandal, and the film ends with a title card explaining that the Spotlight team's work led to similar revelations around the world. The film is a masterclass in understated, subtle storytelling. McCarthy and Singer take a complex, multifaceted story and distill it down to its essence, presenting it in a way that is both gripping and emotionally resonant. The film's greatest strength is its focus on the people involved in the story. Rather than portraying the events as a dry, factual account, the filmmakers invest the characters with depth and nuance, making the audience care about them and their struggle. The cast is uniformly excellent, with Michael Keaton delivering a career-best performance as Robinson. He portrays the editor as a man who is both savvy and compassionate, and whose determination to expose the truth is unwavering. Mark Ruffalo is also outstanding as the passionate and sometimes impulsive Rezendes, while Rachel McAdams brings a quiet strength to the role of Pfeiffer. Liev Schreiber's portrayal of Barron is understated but effective, and Stanley Tucci is superb as a lawyer who has been fighting to expose the abuse for years. One of the film's most impressive aspects is the way it captures the city of Boston. The filmmakers use the city as a character in its own right, immersing the audience in its atmosphere and culture. They also show how the church's influence pervades every aspect of life in the city and how this influence has allowed the scandal to go unnoticed for so long. The film also explores the role of the media in exposing such scandals and the importance of investigative journalism in holding powerful institutions accountable. Another notable aspect of Spotlight is its attention to detail. The film meticulously recreates the offices of the Boston Globe, the streets of Boston, and the courtrooms where the trials took place. The dialogue is also sharp and precise, with the reporters using jargon and insider terminology that gives the film a sense of authenticity. Overall, Spotlight is a powerful and moving film that does justice to the story it tells. The film's focus on the human element of the scandal makes it a deeply emotional experience, while its understated approach to storytelling ensures that the focus remains on the facts. Spotlight is a tribute to the power of investigative journalism and a reminder of the importance of shining a light on dark corners of society.